Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. Here we are today, Angie, with what you've been waiting for, your video of Diesel and one of his trainers, Fred. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is his ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and the motivations that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Both of your dogs are going to come home with their very own training equipment, and you'll be taught how to use it properly during your follow-up training session. Now, Diesel is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Diesel heel, and at this point Diesel has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg during walks. And each time that you stop your feet, he's been taught to sit automatically and wait for his next command. So when you have him out in public and you're walking with him, you encounter another dog, people, I know you're very active with your dog, that he's well under control, that he's by your left side, and that he's always looking to you for direction. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Fred's going to use his left open palm right in front of his muzzle and the one-word firm command to stay. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And practice this indoors as well as outdoors, both dogs together as well as separately. When Fred returns back to his dog, he walks all the way around him. This provides an additional distraction, and he returns all the way back around to heel position, and that is where all of our commands start and stop, is at heel. So remember, when walking on the street, he should be well under control. If you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to a neighbor, he should be sitting nicely like a gentleman on your left and waiting for his next command. And you see him looking up at Fred, waiting for direction. Fred's going to leave him in a stay. And your sit stays help to develop focus, attention span, and maturity. This time, instead of returning back to his dog, Fred's going to use his name. He coaxes him in, and he comes right in front and sits. And this eliminates jumping on people and teaches him to always be well controlled. And they're going to demonstrate that recall exercise again for us. Nice automatic sits. He's doing a great job. And we have worked these guys together so that they will do all of their commands when they're together. Remember, this is a happy exercise. So Fred uses his name, happy voice, calls him in, praises him for coming, and then returns him back to heel position and back sitting. Very nicely done. Now they're going to set up to do their down commands, and there are 2 of those. We have down from heel position and down from a distance. We also have the neighborhood dog barking at the fence. So even with distraction, he's remaining calm. Fred's going to use his open flat of his left palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down, and then he leaves him in a stay. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. You can practice this right in your living room with your 2 dogs. Put them on their training equipment and practice, practice, practice. 3 to 5 long down stays. When Fred returns back to his dog, he will walk all the way around him just as he did on the sit stay as an additional distraction. He praises him, he heels him out of that. And remember, each time that you want him to do something different, you have to tell him. Alright, just bring him up here, Fred, away from that other dog. And we'll do the down from a heel one more time. So with him seated at your left, always have him seated first, left open palm, straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down, and then stay. You let him know everything that you expect. And this time, instead of returning back to him, Fred will call him out of that exercise. Comes right in front and sits. He wants to please. He's a very good boy. And now we're going to set up for the down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because he's not right next to you. So Fred's going to leave his dog in a sit-stay. Remember, always seated before putting into a down. And this is the only time that you will see Fred use his right hand to give the command.
No. Down.
Now, he didn't go down the first time, so you heard Fred say no and repeated the command. And that is your down from a distance. Now, we've demonstrated for you his heel, his automatic sit, his stay, his down from a heel, his down from a distance, and his come. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with him, and we're going to be going over with you when you come to get him. He's been a pleasure. He's a really nice dog. We've had a good time with him, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we'll be back with your other dog.